Well, here's a view of this gymnasium, Kearney High School. Mentioned Coach Bacon didn't get a chance to play here, but they still call it the new Kearney High. It's not that new, but 7-8 years, and a great facility, a loud facility, and we're excited to be taking in some good high school basketball today. Michael Shively, Doug Duda with you, getting ready for tip-off. Let's take a peek at your school spotlight, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. We are super quiet in our ears. Kearney High right here, Buffalo County. There's the population enrollment. Puts them about 2/3 of the way down the list for Class A schools in terms of enrollment. Thunderbirds, Bellevue West, making the trip over. Perennial powers, both girls and boys basketball. Played last year, 1-point game. That was in this building also. That was a game that T-Birds were heavily favored in. But the Bearcats were able to make it a tight game and almost came away with their biggest win of the season. That's what they can hope to do here today. Bellevue West, their record 7-6, but perhaps a little misleading in terms of the quality that this team has. They entered the year ranked number 1, no longer in the top 10 because of some defeats, but their losses they have are against excellent teams, and they're typically close games.
Yeah, they played some out-of-state teams as well. They had a nice win Thursday against Omaha Marion, and the loss before that coming to Millard West. Kearney High last night playing Lincoln North Star, a team that they were within 7 midway through the third quarter, but then the tide kind of turned and Lincoln North Star pulled away for the win.
That final score was 68-37. Kearney, though, 8-6. And if you were to tell Coach Chris Pocock, let's say November 1st, all right, you'd be the head coach, you'd say probably no way. And then you'd be without Kiera Dutenhofer, your best player, for the whole season. Then without your point guard and second best player, Kelsey Hatcher, starting in January. You'd be 8-6. That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They have held together, and they've been competitive, even in most of the games they lost. Yeah, it didn't look good last night, the final score, but like we said, they were still in it midway through the third quarter. And they've overcome a lot, but they're going to have to overcome something even bigger tonight.
It's Kearney High, it's Bellevue West, and it's coming your way after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off.
Michael Shively, Doug Duda with you. High school hoops on News Channel Nebraska. Getting ready for your starting lineups. First, it's the visitors, the Thunderbirds, out of Bellevue West High School, led by sixth-year head coach Dane Bacon. Annika Russell Brown gets the start. She's a 5'8" senior. Mia McVeigh, a 5'10 senior. Kenzie Melcher, a 5'11 senior. Naomi White, she's a 5'10" senior. And Danny Coyer, a 6'2" senior, rounds out the starting lineup. That is an experienced group of T-Birds. Now for the Bearcats. They'll set the mood. Starting lineups for the Bearcats, led by first-year head coach Chris Pocock. Paige Mylan, she's a 5'10" senior. Kennedy Garner, she's a 5'8" senior. Harley Straka, a 5'6" senior. 5'5" freshman Libby Province in the starting lineup. Addie Helmbrecht, a 6' senior, rounds out the starting five for Kearney High. Well, Doug, that's 9 seniors out of 10 starters in this ballgame.
Plenty of kids that are familiar with each other from last year. Plenty of young ladies that have a lot of minutes under their belt. And you take a look at those stats out there for Kearney High, as you mentioned, with a Hatcher out of the lineup as their leading scorer, about 16.5 points a game. None of the rest average double digits, but they're all really packed in there in that 7 to 8 point range, which is a little different from Bellevue West, but Bellevue West averages about 11 to 12 points more per game than Kearney.
The one player who is not a senior is freshman Libby Province. She made her first starts in this building. It was in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase against Beatrice. She acquitted herself well against a top 5 Lady Orange group from Class B, and she's fearless. She goes out there and does not play like she's a 9th grader.
Yeah, something to take a look at in the Class A levels to have a freshman come in. But with the injury, with Dudenhofer out, trying to find who was going to run that role, took a little time for Coach Pocock, and he even said, I didn't want to throw her out there game 1 of her varsity year, but she definitely earned that spot, and she's handling the pressure here over the last 5 games, especially without Hatcher.
Libby Province, a 5'5" freshman, 5 points per game, 2.5 boards, and a couple assists. She'll be tested against this Bellevue West group, wearing purple and gold. The Bearcats in their home whites with blue numerals and gold outlines. Quick turnaround for Kearney High. Just last night, playing here at home against Lincoln North Star. Tough results for them against one of the top 10 teams in the state. Now going against a team just outside of the top 10, but they're sitting at number 10 in power points. So that's a team that's played a tough schedule and still has high hopes for finishing the season strong, not only making state, but they hope to win some games in Lincoln to the Thunderbirds, and they get the basketball first to open up this game.
Key to the basketball game as well, Michael, is hitting the glass. Can't allow Bellevue West too many offensive rebounds. They won't get one here on the turnover, but Bellevue West is also strong on the boards.
Melcher errant on that pass, the first turnover of the ball game. Kearney High, a team that scores just under 50 points per game. They've played really good defense this year, only allowing their opponents 44. A good drive for Harley Straka to set up this offensive possession.
Kearney High does like to shoot the 3, but the defense of Bellevue West may negate their opportunities here early on.
And a reach-in foul called against the T-Birds. Straka, the 5'6" senior, lost her dribble there in the lane and able to get the reach-in called against McVeigh. We mentioned Kearney High with a tough result coming into this. Just short on that 3 for Garner. Offensive rebound. Straka can't hit, and Melcher will clear the glass.
Contested in there by Coyer, got a hand in her face, made her put it up there a little higher, a little more arch on it than she wanted on the putback.
This is Naomi White, one of the top players in the state. The long 2 is off the mark. Straka. She's been aggressive early on. Nothing to show for it. Garner, swish.
So the Bearcats get a quick bucket here. Need to, in both games, as the underdog on paper, even though they're at home, stick around in the first quarter. Make sure this is a basketball game at halftime.
Air ball. Melcher way off and out of bounds to Kearney. timeout here early on in this first quarter. Dane Bacon not happy. Your first quarter is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving years. Michael Shifley, Doug Duda with you. Danny Alvarado is our director. A fantastic crew alongside here this afternoon and evening. The Bearcats lost to Lincoln North Star last night. Bellevue West was not in action yesterday, but they did play Thursday and picked up their best win of the season, 61-40, a 21-point thumping of Omaha Marion, who has an 11-4 record. That gives you a taste of what the T-Birds are capable of.
Well, we're getting to that point of the season where you're going to see some knockoffs. I mean, if Elkhorn North can go down last night to Waverly, you better keep your eyes open. And that 30-second timeout from Dane Bacon was an inspirational 30 seconds for Bellevue West.
Nobody sat down on those padded seats during that 30-second break. Harley Straka, she has been knifing into the lane repeatedly. This time she gets the shot to go through, and Straka, averaging 8 per game, gets her first deuce. Oh, what a feed. Good look. Russell Brown finds Coyer on the left block for 2.
Helmbrecht came up to front Coyer. Nobody came around with the backside help. Good lob in on the assist. Gets Bellevue West on the board.
Coach Bacon maybe said, get the ball inside instead of launching that deep 3 air ball just before he called timeout.
Get good defense there by Coyer. Well-ran play, but Coyer made Kearney change their shot.
Annika Russell Brown with the basketball. The senior averaging just over 12 per game. Coyer making her own space against the 6-foot senior Helmbrecht, but can't finish.
Something to keep an eye on. That's a big girl college type move right there. Kind of lean in, give yourself a little more opening, like you said, making some space before you get the shot away.
Milan considered the deep 3. Here's Helmbrecht going against Coyer. Coyer, good defense. Way off on the triple. Saved back into Bellevue West. We play on. Annika Russell Brown, short. And Straka knocks it between the legs of White, right to Helmbrecht. Here come the Bearcats. This is Libby Province, the freshman. Check out her handles throughout this game. Coach Pocock says she is elite, gifted ball handling. There's Milan. This time she's confident to pull the trigger, and Paige Milan sinks the tray ball. A 6-point cushion for the Bearcats midway through the first quarter.
And Kearney High, like we said at the beginning, comfortable shooting the 3. Usually outsized, even though you got Helmbrecht in there at 6 foot. Coyer a little bit more on her. So it's going to be tough getting that ball inside.
Milan is the top 3-point shooter in terms of percentage for Kearney High. White off balance, hits back iron. The Bearcats scrap with each other for a moment. Get the defensive board.
Well, heck of a start here for Kearney. Can they keep it going? Because Bellevue West is the type of team that can get a lot of points in a hurry.
Important for Kearney, the underdog, to start fast, and that's exactly what they've done. Now another whistle against the Thunderbirds.
Going to be on Melcher. That'll be her first foul, just the second foul of the ball game. No fouls yet on Kearney.
Substitutions both sides. 3 new Bearcats onto the court. 2 Thunderbirds.
Halfway through the first quarter, making that first shift change. Addie Schneider coming in.
Good head fake, nearly a travel. Here's Province creating through contact. Nothing going. Melcher attacking. And the finger roll.
Good run to the rim there by Melcher. Found her. Good crossover. Defense wasn't back yet. Second bucket of the ball game for West.
Melcher, one of 3 Thunderbirds, averaging double-figure points. Just over 11 per game for the 12th grader.
Be interested to see the post move now. Franzen came in, and then Coyer went out for Bellevue West. So both of the starting posts are out. You got a little different matchup down there with Melcher covering Avery Franzen with a turnover there for the Cats.
First miscue for Kearney. 1 turnover both sides. Bellevue West, a team that can put up some points, averaging about 62 per game. We haven't seen Naomi White score yet, and it stays that way. She is a star, nearly 18 points per game on average, but a cold beginning for one of the best in the state. Paige Mylan leaves it short. Province.
Ooh.
Not sure what we were seeing from
hand on the
Straka.
basketball there. That looked like a foul, but must have got more basketball.
Franzen able to keep it away from Melcher. Deep three, Mylan. Back iron. Russell Brown confidently leading the break. Kicks it out for Melcher. She fills it up. Kenzie Melcher with a team high 5. Cuts the deficit to 1.
Last 5 here for West, including the 3. So Kearney had a 6-point lead and the ball. Now they're running into some turnover problems, allowing the Thunderbirds a chance to take the lead on this possession.
It is something they've dealt with this year, especially in the absence of the starting point guard. Kelsey Hatcher out. The Bearcats average about 14 turnovers per game. Bellevue West, an incredible number, just 8 turnovers per game. High school girls basketball, that's quite good.
Especially at the pace they like to play. They like to get up and down the floor, a little more tempo, a few more possessions usually. Kearney's going to be whistled for their first foul, trying to switch over on the screen. Going to be called on Addie Snyder.
Kearney High usually goes 4, maybe even 5 deep. Coach Pocock leans on the bench, even with a couple of players out with injury. White loses the ball, heaves it back into Melcher. And the Bearcats again get their paws on it. Frantic defense, but White finds herself open, and finally with some daylight, the star senior for the Thunderbirds gets her first bucket.
Good patience by West. Didn't have the handle on the basketball for a long time and still found the open player, and that's an 8-0 run by the Thunderbirds.
21st 3 of the season for White. That's Sophie Glant. First bench points of the ball game. Ties it back up. White just so efficient. She shoots 50% from the field, 50% from 3, and 92% from the line. Superhuman type of numbers for number 25 in purple and gold. And a foul in transition against Wharton.
Coming down there trying to make sure she didn't get the easy layup, so a couple of free throws coming up for Snyder. Try to give Kearney the lead back here with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. So the Bearcats have looked good. They actually got a couple of offensive rebounds in this first quarter of play. I thought that would be one of the keys. Not getting in foul trouble either against typically the more athletic team here from the Metro.
Oh, great view of that foul on the replay. 0 for 2 at the line for Snyder, but the offensive rebound to Sophie Glant, and she powers it back in. There's another offensive board, and this is a second chance opportunity cashed in on for the Bearcats.
Coach Bacon just a shake of the head, but every coach, when you give up an offensive rebound on a missed free throw, always feel that that should never happen. And then one of the few turnovers here early for West.
Yeah, that's Naomi White looking for the sidearm style fastball into the paint to Coyer. Laced it right towards our camera operator. Good agility getting out of the way. Chance for the final points here.
Last one. Yeah, sorry, Michael. Shot clock off. 12 seconds. Probably look for a screen for a 3. You really don't have a true post in there right now.
Back door. The cutter was open momentarily, couldn't hit her. Mylan wants to launch, gets it up, hits it! That's a 2, but it counts for Paige Mylan. And with that bucket, the Bearcats take a 14-10 lead on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard, heading towards the second quarter.
6-0 run by Kearney after Bellevue West won on the 8-0 run.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Michael Shively, Doug Duda with you. Start of quarter number 2 here in Kearney, where the Bearcats tried to pull off the upset. Finished that quarter on a 6-0 run after they had given up 8 in a row to the Thunderbirds to give up the lead.
Kearney using some long-range shooting, hit a couple of threes. The 19-foot 7-incher there by the end of the quarter. And getting that 4-point lead. So we talked about surviving the first quarter and actually doing fairly well against Bellevue West man-to-man defense.
Good shooting by the Bearcats. Oh, and a good design on that play. How about the recovery for Annika Russell-Brown to block Milan on a point-blank shot? Good fake by Melcher. Finds White. Misses. Gets her own miss. And this time banks it through.
Boy, 1-on-4 there. Kearney High bit on the ball fake, so they weren't back in position to get the defensive rebound, and that allowed White to stay right in there and pick up another bucket.
Straka into the lane. Contact was after the scoop shot, which was way high. Bellevue West launching in and out. The Bearcats fortunate to corral that defensive rebound.
Good pass.
Nifty moves by Province. But a miscommunication. Milan was trying to cut to the hoop. Turnover number 3 for Kearney High. Bellevue West, led by 6th-year head coach Dane Bacon, a Kearney High School alumnus. Played under Kearney High interim head coach Chris Pocock, who was an assistant men's coach at the time. Here's Coyer, goes to that same move to get to her left shoulder, draws the contact, and she'll shoot a pair.
That's Straka coming around from the backside, trying to double down, give help. Definitely raked her on the arm. As you can see, the replay here comes over as she spins, moves towards the hoop instead of the baseline and right into the defender.
And Coyer sinks the first.
Corey averages about 9 points, 6 rebounds a game. But at 9 points, she's the 4th leading scorer on the team.
Missed the second free throw. Oh, Mia McVeigh, the thief, picks the pocket, goes to the cup. Couldn't get it past Milan. Now Straka, good jump stop. Open 3, Garner, no. White doesn't have numbers. Waits patiently for Coyer. Coyer comes on in and gets the bucket.
Coyer with a good one-hand grab. Give Thunderbirds the lead back here at 15-14.
First 5 points of the quarter belonging to the visitors. Province ends that with her first 2.
So important to knock down those jump shots. Usually the game anymore is layups, transition buckets, or three-pointers. You don't see a lot of those mid-range jumpers.
With the defender fronting her, Coyer seals her off, gets a beautiful feed, and has 7 points to lead all scorers.
Kearney will have to find a way. We talked about it right at the start of the game that Coyer would probably have an advantage inside.
Long 2. That time it rattles out, and Helmbrecht and Coyer go at it. Tie up, and the possession arrow keeps it. No, they're overruling. The scoreboard here was incorrect, and the officials were on top of it. This is T-Birds basketball.
We got to switch it at the end of the quarter. which happens from time to time.
Indeed. A really good game to start out here just over 10 minutes in. 7-6 Bellevue West, 8-6 Kearney High. Huge opportunity for both sides. Deep three, Melcher looked pretty but didn't go down. And there's a battle between Kara Muller, the senior, and the freshman Province for Kearney. Back-to-back tie-ups. This time it's the Bearcats basketball.
Great crowd on hand for tonight's opening game. A part of that is because there's over 100 little Bearcat cheerleaders that will be performing here at halftime. So there's a ton of parents here, but they also want to stick around and watch the #1 boys team in the state try to get by Kearney High. And the bonus here is they've got a good, close, tight girls game in the first half.
Oh, what a great day for basketball. So you don't have to worry about slipping on ice coming in. That's all turned to nice, lushy mush outside. And some great basketball here in the warm gymnasium. Fourth turnover by the Bearcats, that possession.
Unless you're a Husker.
Yeah, those games, they're long behind us in the rearview mirror. Nebraska struggling both men's and women's today.
Men fall to Maryland 73-51. Iowa with a big second half. And Caitlin Clark to beat Nebraska 92-73.
Running jumper from the foul line for Straka. She follows her own miss. Terrific hustle by Straka. Get her arms in against Russell Brown. And another tie-up. Hustle on both sides, I think, is evident with all of these jump balls.
And I do like the officials that at least make sure it's a jump ball. Sometimes as soon as two sets of hands are on it, the whistle blows. Give them a chance to make a move and win the tug of war. And that's what this crew will do today and has always done, led by the Chief Tim Higgins.
7-2, that's the output this quarter in favor of Bellevue West. Libby Province gets her hand in there, goes all the way, and finishes.
Great finish by Province. She checked both shoulders to make sure nobody was going to block it and took it in there with confidence.
T-Birds fast the other direction, and Russell Brown a little out of control, way short.
Good idea by the Thunderbirds. Get it out, go. You still had numbers the other way, but Kearney hustled back, made it a tough shot there for Russell Brown.
A double screen option to start off this set on offense. Province gets around a defender, but the long arms of McVeigh with the rejection. The putback from Melcher hits back rim.
Seen some cradle athleticism on both sides. We expected it from West, but really stepping up so far tonight, Kearney. Ooh, wide open,
nope.
Didn't take the shot.
Yeah, Muller didn't realize she was wide open. Nobody on her. Offensive rebound, McVeigh.
One of the reasons probably she's not a shooter. She only averages about 1.5 points a game, and those probably come on steals and transition layups.
Melcher, she doesn't have any fear of launching. That one hits back iron. This is your second quarter, which is brought to you by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. White called for her first. Other sponsors today include our friends at Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com.
Got to get a timeout on the floor here by Kearney High. The offense has been pretty stagnant, especially in the half court so far here in the second quarter. So the Bearcats with a 1-point lead, and Coach Pocock wants to talk it over.
1-point game on your Midway scoreboard.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Get low 1.9% APR financing on 8 remaining new 2023 Acadias. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. We are professional grade at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer, Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney, or thinkmidway.com/GM.
There is Dane Bacon, the former Kearney High Bearcat, went on to play his college basketball at Hastings College. Went over to the Omaha Metro after that. 10 seasons with Bellevue West, 6 as head coach. You remember his days as a Bearcat?
Oh, yeah. Keep a soccer ball away from him, too.
Brother, a good player as well. Middle of the lane, good shot fake, and then finish for Addie Snyder. Baseline J.
Always good to come out of a timeout, Michael, and execute whatever side of the ball you're on, and Kearney was able to turn it into points out of the TO.
Bearcats having to work hard to get defensive rebounds. They've been able to do it for the most part today. Collision, and that's a shove. Whistle will go against Sophie Glant, her first, just the second team foul this quarter.
Yeah, good call. Definitely going, scrapping for the offensive board, which they've gotten a few of. And we'll see back into the ball game here. Coyer, who's had a good first half for Bellevue West.
Her and Helmbrecht have been dueling. Anytime Coyer comes on, Helmbrecht comes on.
Well, Helmbrecht and Franzen are both on the bench, so now it's going to be into the hands of Sophie Glant to probably try and keep her down.
Yeah, as reading 4 is 40. It is indeed Sophie Glant being tasked with guarding Coyer. Won't need to worry about it there because Naomi White takes care of business from beyond the arc, and we're all square at 20. Straka creating in the lane. Strong off of the window, and there's White. 2-on-3 for Bellevue West. She'll slow it up. Here comes Melcher.
A nice move with the left hand. Gives Bellevue West the lead back. Could be one of the highlights we showed coming up here at halftime. Also at halftime, Michael will be dancing with the elementary cheerleaders, so we can't wait for that.
I forgot to cut your mic there. Mylan, that was 3/4 of the way down before it spun out. Now White leading the break again. Coyer thought about it. She's taken 11 threes and hit 7 of them.
Yeah, key possession there because that could have put Bellevue West by their biggest margin if that 3 goes down. Now Kearney can virtually hold for the last shot, just a 1-second differential between the game and shot clock here.
They'll launch, time on the clock, but she was open. Snyder just didn't hit.
So now to Bellevue West, they've got a chance to take the biggest lead. No one's been up by more than 4 since it was 8-2 Kearney.
White kicks out. Melcher the step back, right on the mark. And just in front of the buzzer. Gives Bellevue West some momentum heading to halftime. The Thunderbirds in front 25-20. We have some highlights coming your way during the break. Your halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. An exciting 16 minutes of hoops. We have those highlights, some thoughts, a check of the rankings coming up. Stay with us on News Channel Nebraska.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Get low 1.9% APR financing on 8 remaining new 2023 Acadias. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. We are professional grade at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer. Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney or thinkmidway.com/GM.
Well, halftime performance going on right now. How about the little ones from Kitten Camp? Just danced to some Taylor Swift. That's some good entertainment there. Looks like everybody had a great time. And we got great seats over there, too.
You were having a great time. You love you some T Swift.
Yeah, more of a Travis Kelce fan.
Doubleheader tomorrow. See who heads to Super Bowl 58.
Okay, so there's two sections of Kitten Camp. We're going to get to see the other section here before we get to our halftime highlights. Score at the break, an impressive 25-0 in favor of Bellevue West. They finished strong the last 8 points of that first half, but all of their scoring coming from three players: Kenzie Melcher, Naomi White, and Danny Coyer.
Very streaky game. Kearney goes up 8-2. Bell West comes back on an 8-0 run. Kearney closes the first quarter on a 6-0 run, 14-10. Then the Bearcats go about 4.5 minutes with only 2 points. Bellevue West didn't do anything crazy, but as you said, 18-17, and then the big run there to end the quarter by Bellevue West to take the biggest lead of the game for them, overcoming the 6-point deficit in the first couple of minutes.
We're not trading buckets in this game. We're going on streaks. For the Bearcats, they've been much more spread out. 6 different players in the scorebook, and the leading scorer, Paige Mylin, with 5. Let's take a peek at how that first half happened. Your halftime highlights. Those are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations.
Garner hitting the early three, then Danny Coyer coming in, leading the way for West, hitting the big one, and finding a way. Michael, their top scorer, hitting it from downtown.
That was Naomi White right there. She's a senior. She'll be playing some college basketball, Division I level. What a pass there from White. Coyer, it's going to be interesting to see how she does in half number 2. She showed signs of a player that could explode and take over a game with her size and skill.
And then the freshman Province with 2 nice plays there, showing what we talked about in the pregame, how she's been able to step in.
That one goes in for Bell West. That's Melcher. We're going to see some more Melcher here. This is to beat the buzzer at the end of the half. And a terrific end to that half for Bellevue West, a team that was down 8-2 and then 14-10, but their seasons, they've played great teams, and they're not about to let an early deficit shake them.
No, and it was part of the early time out there by Dane Bacon, kind of wake them up a little bit, go, it's a Saturday afternoon game. This is
different for most of the Omaha Metro teams. Anytime we call it out west, and Lincoln to them is west, obviously. It's a big joke that always goes on across the state of Nebraska, but it is something to pay attention to. I mean, Bellevue West, even though they had some of those out-of-state games, they don't make a lot of trips. You take a look at Kearney being the only team west of Lincoln that they play on the road all year long.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Halftime show on News Channel Nebraska is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Score at the break 25-20. That's Bellevue West in front of Kearney. I'm Michael Shifley. Doug Duda is with me. We're preparing for the start of half number 2. While we do that, let's take a look at your rankings. Neither of these teams in the top 10, but it is a top 10 that has some familiar names in there. But I think it's a pretty open top 10 in Class A this year. We could see a handful of groups make a run in Lincoln.
Yeah, you take a look at what the Metro does, very balanced. A lot of teams that can face off with each other. Millard West's been such a powerhouse, got a couple of more wins this week. And then you have something that is a little different, something you don't see in the boys, what you see in the girls. Out of the Heartland Athletic Conference in the NCN rankings, the number 2, 3, and 4 teams, Southwest, Northwest, and then North Star, who beat Kearney High last night. Omaha West Side, a team that Kearney has beaten, sneaking in there at number 10.
So Bellevue West, this would be one of their better wins of the season. For Kearney High, no doubt this would be their best win of the season. So there's an impactful 16 minutes of hoops and regulation still to go through, because a win here would have implications on what could happen for the rest of your season.
And it all comes down to where you get seeded for the districts later on in the year. If you can play at home, kind of right now you're looking at Kearney on those wild card points being on the road. But it all comes down to drawing them out of a bucket. Does it matter if you go play at number 1, or does it matter if you go play at the side of number 5? You want to be a high number 2 seed, and that's kind of where Kearney and Bellevue West are right now. Bellevue still got a chance with that schedule they played to be host of the district.
Well, both of these teams lost in a district final last season. Kearney High fell to Bellevue East. Bellevue West fell to Millard South in the semis of state. They lost as well to Lincoln Southwest in the district final. Right now it's a 5-point game. We're looking forward to the start of the third quarter next on News Channel Nebraska.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Ready for the start here in quarter number 3. Michael Shifley, Doug Duda with you. Entertaining halftime. The kitten camp finished, and see if they make their way back into the sound. Doesn't look like it. Bearcats are going to lose one of their best supporters. There's 100 built-in fans.
Oh, yeah. Folks moving around, getting some things done here. Kearney gets the ball to start the second half. But, yeah, what a great turnout. Maggie Rusher and then all the Kearney High cheerleaders that take care of that. Great job. It's something that everybody does. Every school has it once or twice a year. And some of them sticking around. Some probably have their own games to get to tonight somewhere.
Oh, no doubt. Well, the Bearcats had the 20-17 lead. Gave up 8 in a row to close out the second quarter to the 7-6 Bellevue West Thunderbirds. Now a patient offensive possession here.
Well, there you go. Have to get the ball inside, have to score inside, because that man-to-man defense just clenched down on some of those outside shots. Obviously saw more three-point attempts in the first quarter than he did in the second quarter, because Kearney wasn't getting much inside, so they could play tougher at the three-point strike.
First bucket of the game for Addie Helmbrecht. Now Annika Russell-Brown can't connect on the three. She's been held scoreless to this point. Player that averages 12.
There. Keep that rebound going.
And a double dribble on Province. 5th turnover for Kearney High.
Turn our volume back up.
Three-point game now. See what the Thunderbirds come back with. It's setting up White. White to the hoop. Missed it, but there's Coyer. And Coyer with the right hand can't finish. Oh, 2 chances in the lane for White and Coyer. You normally see him convert at least one of those.
Yeah, White got bumped there a little bit. Maybe a no call that was a benefit to Kearney High, but 2 short jumpers that didn't go in.
Lining up the three, Straka knocks it down, and we're tied back up. Straka just 2 made threes on the season entering this game. What a big time to hit her 3rd. The response not there for McVeigh. Was wide open for it though. Mylan. Back to Straka, who dribbles it off of her leg and out of bounds. Well, 2 buckets for the Bearcats this half, but 2 turnovers as well.
Well, good start for Kearney. Now can Bellevue West answer? They've been, like we said, the whole game's been streaky. So 5-0 start after you mentioned Bellevue West going on an 8-0 run.
White inside to Coyer against Helbrecht, backs her down, too strong off of the window, and the basketball winds back up in her arms, and she finishes.
Coyer's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, we've been talking about the whole game. White's going to get hers. How many can Coyer get? Already above her season average.
Thought about trying to feed the post. Instead, Straka drives the scoop shot. Missing. Here comes White, one-on-one against the freshman Province. The Euro step, and a late whistle comes in.
Oh.
Province called maybe a little bit of contact on the arm, and White will shoot two.
What always irritates fans and coaches is when the referee the farthest away from the play makes the call. Whether it's right or wrong, they always get irritated. You had two guys right there, didn't blow their whistle, and from half court. And Coach Chris Pocock getting in the ear of the official, but probably still was right call, Michael.
Looked like there was some contact on the right arm of White, and she is automatic at the line. One of the best free throw shooters in the state, 92%. The only player that might be a better free throw shooter is Kenzie Melcher, her teammate, who shoots 94%. Unreal. This is your third quarter, which is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Third turnover of the half for Kearney High.
Good steal, pocket pick by McVeigh.
Three ball for Melcher. Well, not like the one at the end of the quarter. Now here's Province, 3-on-2. Hits the open shooter, Garner. And Coyer gets the miss.
Those are the kind of shots that are differences in games like this. Knocking down that open jumper, getting the momentum, taking it away, keeping it at whoever seems to have it at the time.
Coyer can shoot those. And she shows, no doubt, she can shoot the three. Now 8 for 12 on the season. That shows that she's only taking it when she's open, and when she is open, she makes them.
That's a 6-point swing and the biggest lead of the game for either team, but a good answer right there for Paige Milan. Had a timeout. Called for the Bearcats.
The senior holds that arm up after drilling the tray ball, and Coach Pocock calls timeout. Just past the midway point of the third quarter here on your Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Thank you to one of our sponsors today. That's Zollner Ford Lincoln, helping to make our coverage of high school sports possible. Bellevue West out of the Kearney timeout. And White has had to work hard for everything she's gotten today.
Well, how about that? You got the freshman Province on the senior All-Stater White, and a good battle. Province holding her own, although White on her way to the rack gets the foul.
Oh, that was a filthy quick first step. She's going to play her college basketball at Grand Canyon University, and those coaches like to see that move.
Don't think she has to change up her colors, does she?
No,
they're purple too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the Lopes also,
yep.
So doesn't work out, she could become a Loper.
Women won by 1 in overtime today, 75-74. And UNK men also at home today, but Washburn in control 67-45 with 12 and a half to go in the game.
Coyer takes a seat here. See if the Bearcats respond by getting the basketball into the post.
Second free throw good. Want to be even with our Omaha family because Creighton plays tonight on the road at DePaul. For the men, the women tomorrow, Seton Hall.
Province finding some space. How'd she weave to the cup there and puts it in off of the glass?
That's good defense, too. She really had to work. Muller was right on her hip.
Baseline take, count the bucket plus the foul. A fearless drive to the rack and finish for Mia McVeigh to get her first points of the ball game.
Well, Bellevue West threatening to kind of pull away for the first time in the basketball game. They've been keeping it here between 5 and 7 points, and a chance to make it a 7-point lead again here for one of the many seniors on both teams.
The and one goes for McVeigh. Since this game was tied at 25, it's a 12-5 spurt in favor of Bell West.
And we're seeing a little more pressure, Michael. Bell West didn't do this in the first half, and they're trying to force some turnovers here, especially against the freshman point guard.
Well, the turnover margin certainly favors the T-Birds, who have committed just 3 in this game. Province unbothered. Oh, Mylan from way downtown. She thought about it, considered it again, and the entry pass is knocked loose by White. Steal for Bellevue West. 3-ball in transition. Oh, if that went, you might have seen the timeout call coming from the Bearcats.
Good offensive board in there for Muller again, a second chance. So West starting to do things that we talked about better at the beginning of the game. They're doing them now. There's another 3.
Mia McVeigh, she saw the ball go through the hoop for the first time just moments ago. Now she's starting to feel it. Connects from long range, and the lead a game-high 10 points for Bellevue West.
Bell West just has turned up the intensity a little bit, hitting a couple more of the outside shots than they did in the first half. 2 threes, 6 points can make a heck of a difference in a basketball game, and that's where we're at right now. 15-10 run advantage here in the second half for Bellevue West.
Even on deflections, something that's not resulting in a turnover or points, but the Bellevue West bench is exploding. The bench much more active, supporting their team, showing the energy managed in the locker room.
Nice play by Province. She was able to keep Wharton on her back, and she was either going to get fouled or she was going to score the bucket. Nice play there by the freshman.
Trying to take things into her own hands. Couldn't tell she's just a 9th grader. White between the legs, and a travel before there was contact.
Franzen got a hand on the basketball while she was in the air, and that threw her off balance a little bit. Didn't call the jump, called the travel. And the arrow points, well, it's going to be Kearney. The arrow would have pointed towards Bellevue West.
Full court pressure again by the Thunderbirds. Looking for their 2nd consecutive win. They beat Omaha Marion on Thursday. An impressive victory. Hand check called against Taylor Wharton. That's her 2nd.
First foul of the quarter here on Bellevue West. Nobody really in any foul trouble. Haven't been a lot called in the ball game. So it'll allow you to play a little more free in the 4th quarter. Kearney has been called for 3 here in the quarter, so they still have 1 to give, but they don't want to give free throws in the last 90 seconds either.
Nobody with more than 2 fouls in this game. Straka runs into the double team. Now Helmbrecht steps through. Doesn't get it to drop off of the glass.
But good idea. Coyer's on the bench. Better opportunity to do something inside.
McVeigh is feeling it. Mia McVeigh with 9 points this quarter, and her team is up a game-high 11.
Boy, Caitlin Clark got here in a hurry, and she put on a number 1 uniform for Bellevue West.
Province couldn't do it herself that time. Straka wild.
You're watching the turn of the momentum right here. A couple of bad shots from Kearney. A couple of threes have went down from Bellevue West, and here's another one.
Back iron, rattles around, and drops through. It's the T-Birds quarter. Kara Muller, how did that one drop? It did, and they're feeling it in purple and gold.
She's going to get the pink teddy bear for winning at the carnival game right there.
Oh, if she were 19, I'd encourage her to buy a lottery ticket.
Nice.
On the left side, a deuce for Addie Snyder.
Now West's going to have a double-digit lead going into the 4th quarter. Just how big is it going to be? There's that step-back 3.
Oh, you thought it would go, because everything's going right now for Bell West. Just a little strong from Melcher.
A 21-point quarter for the Thunderbirds after a 25-point first half.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. And we head to quarter number 4 after Bellevue West earns some separation and a game tied at 25. They hit the gas to explode to the 4th on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech Program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech Program and become part of the Landmark difference.
The third quarter belongs to Bellevue West and Mia McVeigh, the 5'10" senior who averages just 5 points per game, went for 9 in the third quarter. Her squad in front, 12, and add to it. Kenzie Melcher finds her range, and it's all Thunderbirds in the second half.
M&M, McVeigh, and Melcher, and the biggest lead continues to grow, 49-34. Kearney not designed to come back from that kind of a deficit, but a good back cut, can't finish, and that had been something that had killed this basketball team in the first half of the year. Missed layups.
Straka couldn't get it to go. Coyer misses the 3 ball. Now here's Province. Still pushing the tempo against White. How about the confidence from the freshman Libby Province? Going against the All-Stater. White steps right past her and draws the contact and the foul.
And Bill West on the other end has to do the smart thing. They've got this game in control. Don't take 5 seconds off the shot clock and throw up a 3-point bucket. Even though you've been hitting them, you got a 15-point lead.
Free throw in for Province, who has a team-high 9. This is your fourth quarter, presented by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. Place these teams want to be come March. Actually, the last day of February. Starts early this year.
Trapped in the back court here just when we got a jump ball call. They're going to say in the front court a timeout called by Dane Bacon to save the possession here for the Thunderbirds.
Bellevue West up 13 on the Midway CDJ scoreboard.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Get low 1.9% APR financing on 8 remaining new 2023 Acadias. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. We are professional grade at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer. Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney or thinkmidway.com/GM.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Well, how do you know it's your half? A basket goes like this, bounces as high as the top of the play clock, and then drops on through. That was Kara Muller. That thing was 8 feet high off of the rim and dropped back in.
And a great job by Bell West. Not only to have the lead, they're doing it very balanced. You got 13, 12, and 12. Melcher, White, and Coyer. So all 3 spots on the floor, inside, outside, even Coyer hitting one from deep.
making you respect putting that defense stretched out for Kearney High.
Here's Straka getting past Melcher. Count the bucket. Harley Straka, a terrific drive to the basket and able to finish with the contact. Second on Melcher.
Tough shot. Pretty good defense. Couldn't believe she got by her, whacked her. And there's a three-point play. So down to 10 in a hurry after the lead got to 16.
5 straight for Kearney High. The lob play. Coyer didn't want anything to do with it. White launches. No. And there's Province able to slither free from Russell Brown in the backcourt. And then a foul on McVeigh. So that's 2 quick fouls. Make that 3 quick fouls this quarter. Again, new this year. Fouls by quarter, not by half. When you get the 5th foul, it's shooting 2.
One way to get back in the ball game is making free throws when the clock isn't running, and 3 fouls in 90 seconds, not good there for the Thunderbirds. So again, got to be smart. They're playing well, but continue to be smart. Don't take bad shots, and the reaches got to be a little careful on.
Still a big home crowd. It's probably getting even bigger as students start to file in ahead of the boys game, and a run by the Bearcats could lead to some crowd support. Didn't go for Province. She was trying to cut it to a single-digit deficit. And there's a foul on Straka. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Reminder, we do have that boys game coming up at the conclusion of this one. Number 1 Bellevue West against Kearney High, who has not lost in the month of January. Oh, good spin. Coyer was calling for it. Steps through and gets hacked from behind. They'll tag that on Mylan, her first.
Yeah, again on the double down. Moving left, moving right. Spun back into the double team here.
It was cut off. Wanted to go to her right hand. Had the awareness to step through. Cannot make the first free throw. Normally
77% though as a team.
Yeah, she's an 81% free throw shooter, but has missed twice today. Make it 3 times.
Maybe it is a carnival-sized rim after watching the way that three-pointer went down earlier.
Got to get lucky in that rim. Straka around the screen. The C parts, but just for a moment. Out of bounds. Oh, nope, changing it. Harley Straka was about to rip the whistle away. Now the right call made. Only touched by White.
Yeah, White was trying to save it. He just pointed the wrong way. Everybody's going to help him out, especially in Bearcat blue and gold.
Deep 3 ball for Garner, and she finds the range. Just her second basket of the ball game, and Kearney High has life, down just 7.
Now who takes over the leadership role for Bellevue West? Do they go Coyer? Do they go back to White? Find a way to get a good shot. Go to your number 1 play here. Stop this run by the Bearcats.
Around the screen, the long 2. Oh, nothing but nylon for Kenzie Melcher, who leads all scorers with 15 points.
And Michael, the number 1 play is whatever gets the ball through the hoop.
Yeah, a low percentage, long 2-point jumper, but it was wide open. Stopped a 12-0 Kearney High run.
What a play defensively by White. Kearney was going to bang a 3 there by Garner. She would have been open, but White deflected it.
Now White with the basketball on offense. Feeds Coyer. Coyer blocked, but a foul. That's number 3 on Franzen, and a chance for points at the line for Coyer. Redemption opportunity after missing 2 her last trip to the stripe.
Coyer just too good one-on-one, and then when they double down, she's been fouled probably 3 times in the ball game. Can she get that percentage back to where it's supposed to be? She does by knocking out the first one.
That's a pretty good looking shot. Just a little off the mark on the most recent 2 attempts. This Bell West team, their statistics as a team and individually say their record should be so much better than it is. You look at 45% shooting overall, 38% from three. Girls basketball, that's phenomenal. 77% free throw shooters as a team. 14 assists per. This is a really good team that has lost to exceptional teams in close games.
Wouldn't want to play them down the stretch, that's for sure. Especially got to go to the Thunderdome to play the Thunderbirds.
Straka in the lane. Gets it out of there. It was briefly a 7-point game. Now it's back to an 11-point game, and the Bearcats came up empty once more on their 10th turnover. Open against the pressure, converting the lay-in. Bellevue West getting a bucket for Vanna Reitzma.
Snuck in there. That's what you got to do when you break the press. Take it right to the rack, and they did.
Milan misses the three, but Helmbrecht is there for the offensive rebound. Lays it in, and a timeout by the Bearcats. We'll take one with them. It's an 11-point game on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
There's a noticeable difference when you walk into Tom Dinsdale Automotive. You can't miss the exceptional customer service that we're known for, or the huge emphasis we place on providing unsurpassed vehicle service with experienced technicians and quality parts. And of course, we think big when it comes to giving back to the community that has supported us for so many years. Several 2023 GMC Acadia models left in stock. Get 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers and no monthly payments for 90 days. Stop into Dinsdale Automotive today.
Chris Pocock patrolling the bench for the Kearney High Bearcats was the assistant coach to start the year. Head coach J.D. Carson resigned first day of practice. Well, he is a veteran head coach. His head coach here for Kearney High, late 90s, longtime assistant on the boys' side. Didn't know he was going to have another year of head coaching under his belt, but he says he really enjoys this group. They focus in practice. They're incredibly resilient and fun to be around. They've showed out well today, but Bellevue West, they're just a really talented group.
West spreading the floor, only going to take layups. There's the layup, trying to kill some clock, but did that with only 3 seconds left on the shot clock, so that's exactly what Coach Dane Bacon wanted.
And it's Annika Russell-Brown, a senior, averaging more than 12 per game, but nothing yet today. Chance for her first points. Must have got scratched across the nose in half number one. In and out. We're looking forward to post-game because we get to talk to the winning head coach. That will be brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. We'll also talk to a player of the game. Russell Brown hits the second.
Well, Bell West is going to keep the pressure on, not only to try to force a turnover, but to just make it harder for Kearney to get it up the floor. So a couple extra seconds per possession. Again, all coaching right there. Make him eat a little time off that shot clock and, more importantly, the game clock.
Since the Bearcats cut it to, out of bounds. Helmbrecht hit Milan. She wasn't expecting the basketball, had a foot out of bounds, and the 11th turnover for Kearney High. 7-0 run here since Kearney cut it to a 7-point game.
Yeah, Bell West back in total control.
They want 3 more. And a collision, and I think Milan's nose got the worst of it.
Again, though, something we were talking about earlier, Michael. Yeah, it was an open 3, but you use 6 seconds on the shot clock. Then you commit a foul, which is your 4th. That's actually your first foul in 3.5 minutes. So we're not to the free throw line yet, but don't give Kearney those opportunities. And Dane Bacon wants to tell his girls that we're going to have a timeout.
12 points separating the T-Birds from the Bearcats here on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Kearney High basketball, and a foul in the backcourt. That's not what Bellevue West wanted. That's their 5th foul as a team, so 2 shots coming for Kearney High, the 3rd on McVeigh. So they keep the full court pressure on, but I don't think Dane Bacon said to foul, because that stops the clock and gives the Bearcats a chance for points.
First of a 3-game road trip here for Bellevue West. They'll get a tough one against state-rated Omaha Westside Tuesday. Then they go to Millard South. Then when they return home, 2 more rated teams, Lincoln Southeast. Then they go on the road to Omaha Central. A lot of winning teams all year on their schedule.
And Coach Bacon said he thinks it's the toughest schedule in the state, and I'm probably going to agree with him there. Garner, deep 3 ball. No. Offensive rebound, Straka. She misses. Helbrecht wants the basketball, but Russell Brown gets her paws on it, and it's tied up. It stays with Kearney High.
Still got to breathe down there. They know they need to score quick, score points. But don't just chuck it up there. Take your shot. Bell West got to box out.
Province has it knocked loose. Now a sideline inbound coming.
Kearney High after tonight, it's not going to get easier. They go to Pius Tuesday.
Oh, Libby Province and 1.
And you know, we mentioned those NCN rankings at halftime with 2, 3, and 4 all in Lincoln. Kearney still has to play them all. Still have Northeast, Southeast, and Southwest on the schedule. 2 of the 3 are at home.
An easier schedule through the end of 2023, heating up here in 2024 for the Bearcats. They do expect to get Hatcher back, as Province now has 13. Hatcher, the top scorer, at 16 per game. They expect to get her back from a PCL injury maybe next weekend. There's McVeigh for 2.
Kind of caught Milan there in no man's land. It was 2-on-1. She looked where Coyer was, started to come to play the layup, but in between exactly, the Bellevue West offensive player knew exactly what she was going to do. It was either going to be a layup or an assist.
As Hatcher comes back, that will change the role for the freshman Libby Province, but man, has she earned some playing time, working on a career high tonight, 13 points. 3 ball for Garner. No. It's a Bellevue West team that has also had to overcome injury. White missed 3 games with an ankle sprain. Had other players. Melcher, she was sick, not able to be her best for 2 or even 3 weeks. Annika Russell Brown also had some food poisoning that took her out of a game. So they've had to fight through some adversity this season as well.
Nice play by White. Probably puts the finishing touches on this one, 60-47, as they've overcome a couple of Kearney runs in the ball game after being down early in the first quarter.
Milan, way long. Coyer another board. Four players in double figures for the Thunderbirds. One of them is Mia McVeigh, and she adds to it. 14 for Mia McVeigh, a player averaging 5 points per game. Final minute of the contest.
Good defensive play there by Kinsey Melcher. She got in there, got her hand on the basketball that was down around the hip, tied things up. Arrow points the bay of Bellevue West. currently equaling their largest lead of the basketball game. They had 63 in the JV game. They got 63 here in the varsity, and looks like they just want to run the shot clock down.
Mia McVeigh with that bucket set a new season high with 14 points. They're going to keep launching. Melcher not that time. 2-on-1. Straka wraps around the pass to Garner. That was a beauty.
Kearney will go ahead and use one of their timeouts here, but 63-49.
Timeout by Kearney High as we get ready for the boys game after this one, and we'll have plenty of time to preview it, but I'm starting to get excited already for it, Doug. We get a chance to see the #1 team in the state in Bellevue West and one of the hottest teams in the state in Kearney High.
At Bellevue West, the first-year head coach, Coach Klein, taking over for the legendary Hall of Famer Doug Woodard. Drake Moronic, he's got all kinds of back history with Bellevue West. Remember, that's the team his tiny Ravenna High School took to the wire when he was a senior in high school, and then has had some battles with him. And, of course, his father and Doug Woodard had a great brotherhood between themselves. And now you've got the next generation. But Kearney's already played some of the top teams in the state, and this is going to be another test against, right now, the #1 team in the state.
Bellevue West does have a loss, and that in itself is noteworthy. They fell to Millard North earlier this year. They didn't lose all of last season. They won all 29 games, so they were a bit shocked by how do you handle a defeat. Many of those guys had not experienced a varsity loss, but since then they've responded really well. They're going to have to play a tough team on the road here this evening.
And it's going to be near capacity by the time this thing tips off.
Final 20 seconds for Bellevue West, about to pick up one of their better wins of the year to improve to 8-6. Don't be surprised if they work their way into the top 10 and into the state tournament.
Shot clock off, dribble out the clock, and a win on the road for one of the preseason top teams in the state. And again, they've got some big competition still coming ahead. They can play themselves into a top 5 spot in the rankings, and obviously easily in the wild card points by the time district seeding comes around.
Bellevue West fights off a hot start from the Kearney High Bearcats to get the win, their 8th of the season. Kearney High drops to 8-7. Stick around. We have an interview with the winning coach and player of the game next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Purchasing your next car, truck, or SUV from Woodhouse Ford is easier than ever thanks to our streamlined buying process. Shop our current inventory and offers going on now and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford today.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have a wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
final score in girls hoops. It's Bellevue West 63, Kearney High 49. Let's see how it went down. Your top plays brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto, Grand Island's premier dealership, and by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Bellevue West on the road at Kearney High. The T-Birds 7-6. The Bearcats 8-6. So that means a huge opportunity for both sides to get a critical win heading to the final month of the season. It is Kitten Camp Day, so lots of fans and young fans there for Kearney, and they got excited early. Kennedy Garner knocks down the triple in a hot start for the Bearcats, who led 8-2. Here's the first two of the game. It was Danny Coyer for Bellevue West. She really got going throughout that contest and had one of her better games of the season. Libby Province, the freshman, with a lay-in there. You'll see some more of her, no doubt, throughout this highlight. Kenzie Melcher was feeling it from distance today. One of her 3 triples on the game. Kearney High hot shooting as well. Played a really strong first half, including this Hartley Straka three-pointer. It was 20-17 Bearcats, but an 8-0 finish for Bell West to round out that first half. The second half belonged entirely to Bellevue West. Coyer hit the 3. Now a 3 for Mia McVeigh. She finished with a season-high 14 points, all of them in the second half. And how about this? That bounced 8 feet high in the air and went through for Kara Moeller. That's a sign that it's really going your way for the Thunderbirds. The Bearcats did not surrender, though. A big triple for Kennedy Garner, and they cut the deficit to 7, 49-42 in the fourth quarter. But the Thunderbirds exploded to the finish. Naomi White, who's going to Grand Canyon University for basketball, got that bucket to go, and the final was 63-49. Win number 8 on the season for Bellevue West. Boys warming up, but we still have some more to wrap up on the girls' side. Doug Duda will have an interview with Dane Bacon and our player of the game when we come back to Kearney.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Back here in our post game with the head coach of the champions tonight, Dane Bacon. Dane, you come home, get a win back here in the old. It's been a while, but it still feels good to keep that train rolling on the right track.
Yeah, we played well today. I thought we were a little sluggish in the first quarter. Kearney's obviously a really hard place to play, but I thought second quarter, third quarter, we kind of settled in. We did some good things, and I thought a lot of kids made a lot of plays.
Very balanced. We had 4 or 5 girls that we could have picked as our player of the game, but Mia scored all of her points there in the second half of her best game offensively of the year.
Yeah, she was great. We believe in her a lot. She's a really talented kid. Maybe she hasn't scored a ton for us throughout the season, but we believe in her. We really needed to go on a run, and she provided a spark, and God, I don't think she missed that shot in the second half. She was great.
Also a nice game from Danny Coyer, above her average, too. A good post presence for you. Probably won that battle tonight.
Yeah, I think Danny's another good kid. She's going to go to Bellevue and play. We feel like she's always an advantage every night. We thought tonight she played pretty well. She gave us a huge spark in the first quarter after we got off a sluggish start. So, we got really good players. We're fortunate.
Just another win over a team with a winning record. You guys keep it up now that you're healthy. I don't think anybody wants to play it.
We're hoping so. We'll stay healthy. We'll keep getting better and keep taking it day by day.
All right, Dave, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Let's bring in our player of the game. Mia McVeigh. And Mia, all smiles, probably your best game of the year. You were hot from the outside there in the second half. What was it like having a great game here tonight?
I feel like usually I'm more of a defensive player, so once I got a couple points, it felt good to keep going, and it gave me more confidence to keep going.
Yeah, all the other girls are averaging points. Doesn't matter who it is, Coyer inside, your three-pointers outside. What was it like to have such a balanced effort tonight and be a part of that?
It feels good playing as a team. I feel like we had kind of a slow start to the season, but now we're getting there, and I think we're going to do good.
Outside of going to Kansas City, it's like your longest road trip of the year. It was pretty joyous there in the locker room. What was it like in the postgame?
It was fun. We were dancing, singing. It was really fun.
All right, congratulations on a great game, and keep it going. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
That's Mia McVeigh, our player of the game. Thanks so much for being part of today's girls basketball game. We're expecting a great one from the boys. Number 1 Bellevue West and Kearney coming up next here on NCN.